Esta es la segunda parte de Abby reaccionando al primer capítulo de Dance Moms. Si quieren ver la primera parte, hagan clic en el video que aparece arriba.
I'd say that Maddie probably is Chloe's biggest competition. I think that Chloe's biggest competition's in her own backyard.
So we're picking this up right where we left off. She is talking about her own daughter. She's talking to her own daughter. What does she say? Your competition's in your own backyard. What she means by that is right there within the studio, right there within her class is her competition. And that's good. That's healthy. That's what pushes kids to get better and better and better. You want to stand next to the best person in the class. That's how you get better. You go to the ballet bar, whoever's leg is the highest, that's who you want to be next to so that you can get your leg up there just like theirs. She doesn't see it that way. No. She's talking about Maddie. If the mothers can see that Maddie is out dancing their kids, who am I to argue with that, right? Now, she says that right in front of her own child. Maddie's the best. That sentence is stated. Why would you say that to your own child? Why would you put that in her head? I'm the teacher. I'm the one creating the pyramid in class. That's my job to do. The mother should be there to build their own kid up, to tell them that they are the best, that they're wonderful, and in their eyes, they're perfect. You know, that's a mommy's job, not the dance teacher's job. No way.
Get past them, switch foot, and then we're going to take that piece from the old dance that we did last year, and let me see that hip, 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 go.
So right there, you see, I have to take choreography that they did a year before and stick it in the new dances. There is never going to be enough time to teach an entire new concept, a new routine, new steps. That's why for all of you dancers out there, it is so important that you know your terminology, that you retain choreography. You never know when your teacher's going to say, hey, we're doing a television show. We need to use some of that old stuff. But truly, even when you go to auditions, you need to remember what you learned day one if you get called back for the day two. Or it could be a month later, remember the choreography. Write it down. Take a video of it. Make sure you know it.
This is my favorite part.
Her daughter's in the middle, and it's a turn. And she was a great turner, just naturally. So it's this outside compass turn and coupe, because her kid can do it. But she's standing next to people on either side of her whose child cannot do it. So it's still cruel.
It doesn't feel well at all. Like she went like this. If she pukes, I'm not cleaning it.
In this episode, Maddie is sick, a flu, a bug, something. And to hear her own mother say, well, if she pukes, I'm not cleaning it up. First of all, that's not a ladylike word to use. She doesn't even need to describe it. Saying Maddie doesn't feel well, she went like this, she made the face, and then say, if she gets sick, I hope I don't have to clean it up. But hello, it's your child that you gave birth to. Why wouldn't you clean it up? Why would you expect another mother or the dance teacher or the front desk receptionist to clean up your daughter's illness when you're there? That's a horrible thing to say.
Go. Stop crying. Stop acting like this.
My stomach hurts.
So Maddie's sick. I don't know if she's really sick or not. Most children that I deal with, if they have a bug, a stomach flu, they literally hold their mouth and run out of the room. That's the time that you don't ask the teacher's permission to leave. That's the time you're not being rude or disrespectful if you leave a class. That's the time the teacher wants you to run, get to the ladies' room, do what you need to do. But the tears, the crying, I have a feeling that Maddie knows something else is going on. She's upset about something, but she does look kind of green. So maybe it's a combination of both. But you hear her mother, don't cry, don't cry. Why are you crying? Stop it, stop it. That wasn't me. That's the mom. Earlier, I said to her, boom, that's the pose that you have to hit. Why the tears? She said, my stomach hurts. Okay. Now, editing, right? I guarantee you, after that child told me that her stomach hurt, I'll bet everybody out there $100 that I said, Maddie, if you think you're going to get sick, run out of the room. I would never tell a kid to just keep dancing. That's ridiculous.
I can't stand a child that's sick.
I can't stand a child that's sick. Wow, what a loving, compassionate woman. She walks in, Kleenex in her hand, and continues dancing. I don't know what happened to the Kleenex. She probably threw it down.
Because to make it to Broadway or to a TV show, you really need to focus on dance all the time.
It's crazy. Melissa talks like she actually has been to New York City, like she's actually seen a Broadway show. All right, you obviously have all seen the episode, and you know that I'm on Paige. But I said right to her face, you're tall, you're skinny, you're pretty. She is. Beautiful child. I'm trying to get her to do the movements sharper and stronger. You have to hit it hard. I need dynamics. I need energy. I need chutzpah. I just wish Paige would have realized what she was getting into. Isn't it better that I'm tough on her? Right here in this room, there's 3 kids. Paige and her 2 besties. Is she embarrassed in front of the 2 of them? Well, I don't know. Is she even aware of it? I don't know. What I do know is that I don't want her to go out on that stage and then be embarrassed. I don't want her to be at an audition in front of 800 dancers and get yelled at or reprimanded or made fun of. 15 minutes of fame, I want it. 15 minutes of fame, I don't even know where the song came from.
Paige, come here. I'd have your head on a platter. Yes? Do you understand? All right, man up. Get out there.
When I say things to the kids, it just comes out. It just comes from my brain, my heart, my vocabulary. And I know the child's upset, but I have to correct her first.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know if I was screaming. Did it sound like I was screaming? No.
I don't want Brooke to quit dance because she's 13 and that's when all the trouble starts.
Okay, here we go. Brooke is 13 years old. Kelly said a few things that were actually right, truthful. She has danced with me. She was in my very first original dance company when I was 14 years old. And I asked my mom if I could start a competition team at her studio. And my mom said yes. One condition, everybody that tries out has to make it. I don't want to lose business and cause, animosity between the children. So I had the auditions. 16 kids showed up. Kelly was one of those kids. And she danced, and she danced, and she danced. Kelly stopped dancing right around that 13-year-old age.
Nia is not a featured dancer, and that continues to be an issue. And I don't want Nia to always be the backup dancer.
All right, there's a whole thing about Holly in this episode, and I'm glad Holly could show up for that, to film that. We didn't see Holly at the dance studio. Holly was busy. She was a principal of a private school in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Holly's 3 children got to go to this school because she was the principal. So she couldn't leave before the buses. She couldn't scoot out early. No, she was there like a regular work day till 4:30, 5 o'clock. By the time she got to the dance studio, it was 6:30.
Okay. Hi, sweetie. What's your name?
Vivian. Oh, Vivian, watch out. Vivian, watch out. Watch out. Did you hear Melissa? Hi, sweetie. What's your name? That's here while the knife is going into the back.
I own Candy Apples Dance Center. I have been a dance instructor since 1998.
Did Kathy just say 1998? I started the Abbey Lee Dance Company when I was 14. I started teaching at my mom's studio around 16. I have quite a few years on Kathy when it comes to experience in teaching children.
With Vivi being 6, and I've coached her now since she's been 18 months old, I think that it's time that we bring somebody else in.
So Kathy makes an interesting point here. Probably the only interesting point she ever made. Kathy has coached her own daughter since the kid was 18 months old. Being in a classroom taking instruction with a group of other children is different than mommy playing with your feet while you're in the stroller. So Kathy states, it's time to let somebody else take over. I have taught so many dance teachers' children. It's nuts. Many, many dance teachers have brought their own children to me for me to coach them. A, because you know, you get to that teenager smart mouth age and moms and daughters just, you know, that's playing with fire. So they take them somewhere else, to someone else. And then those kids that are good, that want a career, that really want to go on to do something with their dancing, they think that I'm going to be helpful in that department, that I can get them to Broadway or get them to LA or get them to Tokyo Disney. And that's not always the case. The crazy thing is Vivienne is in our waiting room outside by the retail store. She holds onto the door and she does a heel stretch. That's where you take your leg and stretch it up to the side with your hand. She has her hip so far up out of the socket. They call it a crotch shot. It's not good. Her leg is bent. Her posture's leaning to the side, like just right there in one step with her outside warming up, and her mother is right there. Kathy is about 2 feet away from her daughter's hip that's up. Does she tell her it's wrong? No. Does she fix it? No. Does she take her hands and gently rotate the kid's hip under? No. She's a dance teacher and she's watching her do it wrong.
Can I speak to you a minute?
No, Ursula.
I want to speak to you. You don't throw my kid out of class. I paid for class.
She's not dressed appropriately.
Vivienne's in the room. Lord knows what she's going to do in this routine. So one kid comes in, she has socks on, her hair's down, and a t-shirt on. And I tell her, get out and come back when you look like a dancer. Now, for everyone that dances, what does that mean? No socks. It's acrobatic class, acrobatic choreography. You do a back walkover in your socks, you're going to fall on your head. What does she do? Texts her mother. Abby said I was this. Abby said I was that. Abby. No, I didn't. I said, come back when you look like a dancer. That's all I said. Next thing I know, this psycho woman comes into my room screaming at me. Wait till you see what happened next.